What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about the biggest advice I would give myself learning to steelhead fish the Great Lakes a long time ago. So you can get caught up in all this information on what's the best this, that, or the other for catching more steelhead. But when it comes down to the biggest bit of advice I would give somebody for learning to catch steelhead, quite frankly, would just be get the right depth and fish it longer. What does that mean? Well, when you're fishing runs or you're fishing pools, when you're fishing seams, realistically, the longer you can stay in your strike zone, the more frequently you're going to get eaten, right? That makes sense. So when you're selecting your flies, and I learned this from competitive style angling, is say you have a box full of, we'll say, 10 different varieties of bead, or bead head rather, and 10 different varieties of egg-sucking leech or whatever, try to tie those or buy those with a variety of weights already in the fly. That way, you have to add less split shot. But if you need to add split shot, add just enough split shot to where you are balancing the sensitivity, the directness in your line to whichever indication style you're going to use, whether it be tight lining, whether it's Euro, whether it's indicator, whether it's float, whatever. As little as you need to be the most effective and stay at that depth. Now, if you're fishing really long runs, you might be using an indicator, like a floating indicator. Great. Choose just enough weight and keep with it. You'll be surprised how you're going to catch more fish at the tail end where you would normally have already recast your fly because you're in the strike zone longer. Steelhead are trout, and so they'll sometimes come up and follow a fly for a second just to go back down into their lie. But if you notice that if you're hitting the fish directly on the nose all the time, you will get eaten. If you're Euro style nymphing, like making sure you manage that line to be able to have a tight direct contact with that fly for longer and then finish it off with the swing at the end, you'll be surprised how many more fish you catch. But the key is, throughout that entire drift, regardless of your method, have the right weight, put it in front of the fish's face, and it doesn't even matter what fly you throw sometimes. It's just about being right here on the nose. Hopefully the information was pertinent to you. It was probably the most important bit of information that I ever stumbled upon and really put into good practice and use for my steelhead angling career, and what brought my days from 10 fish days to double, 2 or 3 dozen fish days. So please, if you liked the video, if you thought it was informative, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the Steelhead apparel and stuff that we have in the link below in the description. Awesome hats and stuff too. So please, all the support in the world would be very, very helpful. We're trying to push the channel, get a little bit bigger, get our information out to others. Proceeds for this go towards conservation efforts locally here in the Great Lakes. So please go ahead and do so. That would be really, really helpful and very appreciated. Please consider subscribing, like the video, and until next time, guys, catch you guys on the flip side. Tight lines.